President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, distinguished guests, heads of states and governments, ECO Secretary General, Ambassador Asad Majid, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to congratulate my dear brother, President 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲, for the successful hosting of the 17th ECO Summit. And I thank the President and his entire team for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality extended to us in the historic and beautiful city of 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to record my appreciation at the tireless efforts in fostering deeper cooperation among the members of this esteemed organization. Excellencies, the evolving global landscape being redefined by rapid technological changes, growing interdependence, and expanding frontiers of knowledge has made regional cooperation all the more essential for dealing emerging challenges, bridging economic divides, and unlocking shared prosperity. Within this context, the Economic Cooperation Organization represents our best hope, and Pakistan is proud partner with its brotherly member states in these collective endeavors. Mr. Chairman, the focus of the 17th ECO Summit, New ECO Vision for a Sustainable and Climate-Resilient Future, is both timely and extremely important. Like the rest of the world, ECO member states are facing far-reaching impacts of climate change, from melting glaciers, desertification, extreme heat waves, devastating floods, and declining agriculture productivity. These challenges threaten the food security and livelihoods of millions of our people. Pakistan remains among the top 10 countries that are most vulnerable to climate change. In 2022, we confronted floods of biblical proportions, which were the most dreadful manifestation of a climate-induced disaster. Over 33 million people were affected across Pakistan, with loss of life, huge damage to livelihoods, and critical infrastructure badly damaged. Flash floods continue to wreak heartbreaking devastation in Pakistan. Just last week, several lives were tragically lost in the affected districts of Pakistan. For my country and many others which have suffered similar catastrophic losses, a crisis of accelerated vulnerability now defines our existence. Excellencies, Pakistan on its part has undertaken a series of climate-related policy initiatives and is aggressively pursuing a 4F plan focusing on resilience, recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. The success of this model offers valuable lessons to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, Pakistan proposes the development of low-emission corridors, an ECO-wide carbon market platform, and regional disaster resilience systems. A dedicated framework to mobilize climate finance along with regional clean energy corridors and ecotourism initiatives can further drive inclusive, sustainable growth, creating green jobs especially for youth and women, and supporting livelihoods in vulnerable regions. My dear brothers and sisters, forces of instability and chaos continue to destabilize our region for their own geopolitical agendas. The unlawful, unjustified, and uncalled for Israeli attack on Iran, a brotherly country and fellow ECO member state, were the most recent manifestation of this dangerous trend. Pakistan strongly condemns this act of Israeli aggression against Iran, and I offer my deepest condolences and very strong condemnation of this aggression, those martyrs who were killed by Israeli aggression. May Allah grant them place in Jannah, and we pray for the speedy recovery of injured brothers and sisters in Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, the unprovoked and reckless Indian hostility directed towards Pakistan after an unfortunate incident in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir was yet another attempt to destabilize regional peace. The world witnessed the steadfast resolve of our valiant armed forces under the able leadership of the Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir and the unyielding spirit of our resilient people who stood firm in the face of provocation and responded with exemplary courage and professionalism. I take this opportunity to appreciate the support and solidarity extended to Pakistan by the brotherly ECO member states in the aftermath of India's aggression earlier this year. Excellencies, unfortunately, the world has been witnessing an unprecedented man-made catastrophe in Gaza, a region that has descended into an abyss of perpetual suffering. It is as if humanity no longer exists while famine looms large. Humanitarian workers, including UN personnel, are being attacked by Israel with impunity to deliberately cut off the only lifeline of the helpless and starving people of Gaza. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan stands firmly against those who perpetrate barbaric acts against innocent people anywhere in the world, whether in Gaza or Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir or Iran. Distinguished delegates, while the threat of natural climate-induced changes remains formidable, we are now witnessing a new and alarming trend with India's weaponization of water. India's illegal attempt to defy the World Bank negotiated Indus Water Treaty, as well as its blatant disregard for the recent ruling of the Permanent Court of Arbitration, are completely unacceptable and we reject it with contempt. Waters of the Indus are the lifeline for Pakistan's 240 million people. Under no circumstances can India be permitted to pursue this dangerous path that will amount to an act of aggression against the people of Pakistan. Honorable heads of delegation, promotion of trade and investment holds the key to securing our common goals for strengthening regional connectivity, commencement of major ECO transport corridors. And as it was said here earlier on, that ECO was previously RCD, a regional cooperation development between Turkey, Iran, and Pakistan. And this treaty was signed back in 60s, I believe. ECO transport corridors, ensuring energy security, promoting intra-regional tourism and economic growth and productivity. These elements were envisaged and agreed upon as the ECO Vision 2025 during the 13th ECO Summit at Islamabad in March 2017. In this regard, the ECO Trade Agreement was visualized as a landmark intra-regional trade agreement. However, despite the passage of a considerable period, it is yet to be implemented. Excellencies, heirs to the proud legacy of the ancient and well-established Silk Route, which nurtured rich and industrious civilizations, the great ECO region must build on this historic synergy to shape a better future. I thank all member states for their support in designating Lahore a confluence of history, culture, and cuisine as the ECO tourism capital for the year 2027. I assure you that Lahore, Pakistan's cultural heart, will enthrall all those who will visit us, and I extend a very warm invitation to you all. I also congratulate Turkmenistan and Kyrgyzstan on the selection of Mary and Korakol as ECO tourism capitals for the year 2028 and 2029, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, as members of the ECO family, sharing strong commonalities of history and geography, of faith and culture, we have a firm basis for lasting cooperative relationship. We are endowed with rich resources and, most importantly, the expectation of our 566 million hard-working and talented people to visualize ECO as a credible vehicle of regional integration. In this regard, Pakistan supports Uzbekistan's proposal for strategic objectives of cooperation 2035 as a step in the right direction. Let us resolve to enhance our solidarity and cooperation, accept the global challenges, and channel our collective energies towards a future that guarantees our people's a life of peace, progress, and prosperity. I thank you all.